Hi, Ryan. You were on the line. What would you like to talk about today? Ryan. Hello. Ryan.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi. Can you? Yeah, I can now. You're a little low. What would you like to talk about today?
Well, since y'all are on topic, and I understand there's a lot of people that, you know, whenever they start talking about their beliefs, they like to tend to start being oppositional to the people who confront them about it. I say that's a healthy thing, because empty faith is not a good thing.
Faith
And
is not a
I
good
think
thing,
people
empty or
need to be
otherwise.
aware of putting their faith in things that are empty.
Faith is not a
Just
good thing
because
at
you
all.
just Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying faith is not a good thing at all.
Yeah, just ups and downs. It's just depending on
What are its ups?
just depending on the situation.
What's an upside of
Faith can
faith?
be good in a way where, excuse me.
What's a good point about faith? I mean, it says here that you wanted to ask us questions, and I'm happy to have you do that. It's just that you did this
No,
preamble thing,
100%.
and so I'm trying to figure out
No,
what's a good thing
absolutely.
what's a good thing about faith.
Well, a good thing about faith, well, I mean, let's just say for an instance, let's say I'm in a hostage situation, let's just hypothetical. And let's say, my days are numbered. Let's say I'm on the verge of death. Well, let's say I keep that, you know, what you would call faith to say that, someone might come in and help me, might not. Sometimes it's easier to accept it.
I'm
Others
sorry,
find it
hang on,
easier to
Ryan.
believe in something that can happen.
Ryan, I have no
Yes,
problem at
sir.
all with people who are maybe in a terrible situation maintaining hope or optimism. But I asked what was an upside of faith, and you literally tried to give an upside of faith that ended with a maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. That's not an upside. And that's like saying, what's the upside to a coin
Well,
toss? So it might comes up heads, it might come up tails.
faith ain't based on an ultimatum, really. Like, not from the start, anyway. It's just
I
like I said, it's depending on the perception of it.
Yeah, you're not making sense, and I apologize because when you say faith ain't based on that, I asked for what's the upside of faith? What's a good thing about faith? Because faith is the excuse people give for believing something when they don't have a good reason.
Well, faith is similarly to like it's people would say like, have faith, what does that mean? Well, it's to believe in something knowing that you might not know it's there even though you could be there. That
No,
don't
no,
necessarily disprove
no,
that faith is
no,
non-existent.
no. Faith is not
Well, that's
merely No, no. Faith is not merely confidence in the lack of certainty, because we have confidence and lack of certainty across the board. I'm talking about faith as in when people give faith as the reason they believe something. Faith is the excuse they give. So, like if you believe something and I say why, and you have a good reason, you give me the reason. If you believe something, I say why, and you have actual evidence for it, you present the evidence. And when you don't have a good reason or evidence, and you believe something, and I say why, you say it's a tenet of faith. So, faith is when people believe something without a good reason. I don't know why that's good.
like I said, man, it's just depending on the viewpoint, like if
No,
someone
no, I'm
has
sorry.
faith,
I'm sorry.
like,
I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry, Ryan,
see,
but
you're
reiterating,
interrupting.
I'm right. Yes, I am interrupting. It's because it's my
I'm not
fucking show.
reiterating. I'm actually
You aren't.
reinstating what I said.
You, you're not reiterating. You're reinstating. I give up. I give up.
Don't give up.
I
I,
am
I
literally
what the
repeating the
fuck
same
is
thing I
going
was
on
saying.
today? What the fuck is going on today where I just said you're reiterating, which you are doing literally by the definition, and you say, no, I'm not, I'm
I
reinstating.
have not
Okay.
changed a single word I've said, sir.
I
It's
didn't
your
say
lack
you
of
changed a word. You
open-mindedness.
said literally reiterate.
I never said I was reiterating anything, and I never had.
Oh my God. I said you were reiterating, and you said, no, I'm not, I'm restating.
And that is
You know
true.
what
I was
reiterate
restating
means?
what I said previously.
Do you know what reiterate means?
That means you're changing the words of a topic.
No, it doesn't.
explain
Reiterate.
it from a
Say
different
something
view.
again or a number of times, typically for emphasis or clarity. Reiterate. It means say again.
That's literally what I said.
I quit.
Don't quit. Ryan, so you're saying faith is something that is tantamount to hope, it seems like. So you're saying when you described faith, you described hope to me. Would that be fair?
I
Like
mean,
in
it
your
could be
hostage
that
scenario?
way, yeah. Like I said, I
Okay.
mean, hope in some shape or form is similar to faith. You know, it's like I said, you know, you don't know whether it's going to happen or not until it happens.
Okay, so do you understand that maybe when we're talking about faith in a religious situation, we're using the word differently than maybe you're intending the word to be? So you're saying that faith is like something that is hopeful. Like maybe this will help clarify too. So if you're saying hope, you're hoping for something that you don't know about, right? Like if you have hope is different than certainty, because if you're certain of something, you know it's going to happen. If you have hope for something, you don't know if it is going to happen. You just would like it to. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying faith doesn't have an ultimatum. It can have its ups and downs. That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Right. So faith is you not
well-
knowing something. No, one sec though, for one quick sec. So faith is you not knowing something, right? But hoping that it's true. Yeah, based on your descriptions. And you think that's a good thing. Does that seem fair? Fair description based on what you said? You still there, Ryan?
Yeah.
You're still on the line.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay.
My cheek hit the mute button.
Ah, okay.
I
So-
was saying that no, you're good. I was saying that what was the saying that you said earlier, like just before the mute
So what I
happened?
said is that it sounded like your description was hope, which is wanting something to happen, even though you don't have certainty. You don't know if it will happen. So faith is kind of the same thing. It's wanting something to be true, even though you don't know if it is.
So, yeah, you know, but I don't consider faith as religion. You know, faith can go hand in hand in religion, but it just depends. You know, I mean, but
Okay.
religion does not go hand in hand with it.
Well, I think it kind of does, though. I think religion goes hand in hand with faith. I think that you could maybe use the word faith in other scenarios in a similar fashion, but that doesn't always mean that it's good, right? With certainty would be better in most
Well,
situations.
why? Well, that's what
than
I'm
faith,
saying. You know, there's,
right?
there's,
Why is
you know, it's
certainty
just-
better? Certainty is better because
no,
you know.
I'm not. Listen, you know, it depends on how you look at it. It depends on the viewer, the person. You know, not everyone's going to think the same way. You know,
I
so
agree, not
that's
everybody
just
thinks the
kind of
same
how
way.
it's going to be.
Well, okay, so let's lay out a
But, you know,
scenario. In your
I-
no, one sec,
you know-
Brian. I know, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, but one sec. I just want to go back to your original scenario, your hostage scenario.
Okay.
You had
Okay.
faith somebody was going to come there, right? You didn't know if somebody was going to come. You just had faith and hope that somebody would come. So you were still in a state of uncertainty. There's a lot of
But,
baggage
like,
that
the
comes
faith-
with
the
that
faith-
emotionally.
the
No,
faith-
let me fit one second, then I promise I'll let you. I
Okay.
promise. So now, if
Okay.
you had certainty that somebody was going to come rescue you, that would objectively be better than not knowing and just hoping, right? That would objectively be better.
In the sense of how you perceive it, yes, absolutely. I mean, just because you're
Well,
thinking
it's
of
not-
something more positive than something that's the reality of something.
Well, that's a certainty.
But, you know-
there is no faith in certainty. It's certainty, right? So it would objectively be more positive to be rescued than not.
Could you repeat
Right.
that?
It would objectively be more positive in your hostage scenario to be rescued than to sit there wondering if you were going to be rescued, not knowing, but just crossing your fingers and being hopeful. One of those two scenarios
I
is
mean-
objectively better for you, and one is not better for you.
I mean, okay, well, I would obviously pick the latter and pick me being rescued.
Right. Yeah. So
I mean,
right, so-
that's just common sense.
exactly. Yes.
But I
So
mean,
having
but at the same time, so back to what I was saying about the faith concept and the prophets. So back then, you had these people that were relying on these people, right? So whenever you're going through these people and you're hearing of these stories, you're only hearing it from these prophets, you know? And you got to think, you know, that's where the faith came from, is having faith in these said prophets. Now, there are false prophets that, you know, that in the Bible is said, you know, be wary of.
Mhm.
And it's all based
How do you know
on
the difference?
the ideology it presents. It's based on the ideology it can present. You know,
How do you know the
sometimes
difference
it can
between
look
a
too
false
good to be
prophet
true.
and a prophet who knows things for certain?
Well,
How do you
I
know
could
that?
tell you a very good example. A good example of it would be a prophet that's seeking fame. You know, that would be a negative because you're
Because you would have been their
boasting
motives.
your absolutely,
think
and that's just written all over
Is it
time.
possible? Is it possible that a prophet could be seeking fame and also telling the truth?
And that's very well possible. That's what they described through
Right.
the Messiah.
Right. So when somebody prophesies, your justifications for believing them are just as suspect, regardless of the scenario, unless they provide you with proof.
Right, in which that
Right.
comes with a former belief of mine, which is theistic agnosticism.
Okay. So
I used to
It's-
believe in requiring proof, which is a healthy beginning to coming
Yeah.
into religion.
it's for
You know,
sure.
at
it's
least
for
in
sure
my-
healthy
in my
general
experience.
to want proof.
I'm
for
not
something-
saying
for when
I'm
something
not
was applied.
saying
Like just in general. I can
Um,
sense your frustration.
no,
But it seems
no. I'm not frustrated. I'm actually walking down to go get a joint from a dispo.
Okay.
Oh my fucking God.
Okay, Ryan.
Hell yeah, you don't think I can't be on a phone call and get a little high now? Come on.
Okay, Ryan. We're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go get your joints. We have other calls waiting, and I hope
Put the
that you
bomb
have
down
a
and pick up
good
a
rest of
fucking
your day.
dictionary.
Okay, Ryan.
Pick
Have
up
a good
the
rest of your
source,
day.
dumbass.
Okay.
A
Bye.
thesaurus dumbass. I'm the one that's literally correct about what the fucking word means, and you are literally wrong, and you're gonna call me a dumbass who needs a thesaurus. Go fuck yourself.
He's gone. He's gone. Okay. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready for another call? It has been wild.
I'm clearly
today.
not.
It has been
I'm
a
clearly
wild
not.
ride.
And I'm just going to apologize. I don't know what's going on. I genuinely feel like I'm being punked. Like when I take what someone says and reframe it, not attempting to strawman anything, but showing the potential causes of it, I'm wrong and I'm misunderstanding. When I say you reiterated that, and then he says, no, I restated it, or actually he said, I think reinstated it, which is even worse. And then I get to, do you know what reiterate means? And he doesn't know what reiterate means. And then everything after that, you were trying so hard. It's like, hey, what about this? What about this? And this is just some loosey-goosey, well, you know, everybody's going to have a different view and they're all coming from a different perspective. Yes. The issue is, how do you tell whether or not something's true? Well, of course, we're going to have different perspectives on things. But I feel like I genuinely feel like I'm fucking high, and I'm not. Like, I feel like I'm being punked here, and now I'm being called a dumbass who needs a thesaurus.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Snow, Pokemon Master and Executive Producer on The Line. Would you like to support a specific show on The Line or The Line in general? There are special tiers on our Patreon and in our channel memberships. You can do just that. By the way, you could consider leaving a super thanks down below. You could also like, subscribe, and leave a regular comment. All of these are great. Now, I'm going to get back to crushing loneliness, but while I do that, why don't you check out one of these?